for the record the proposal to amend Rule 14, Section 41, Senate session. The proposal, Madam President, is by way of an additional paragraph, Section 41C, after Section 41B of Rule 14 of the Senate Rules, which will state as follows. Section 41C, allow a senator for justifiable reasons to attend and participate in the session through teleconference, video conference, or other reliable forms of remote or electronic means using appropriate information and communication technology. I so move, Madam President.
We take note of the motion of Senator Rodante Marcoleta. I recognize Senator Ping Lacson.
Yes, thank you, Madam
Yes.
President. This is a parliamentary inquiry. What is the status of the motion introduced by the Honorable Marcoleta last May 11? Has it been referred to the Committee on Rules?
I am told that it's been referred to the Committee on Rules, Majority Leader.
Okay.
Yes, it has been referred to the Committee on Rules, and that's why in this particular deliberation, the Committee on Rules is giving it back to the floor for plenary action, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Has the Committee on Rules been constituted?
I believe that Senator Joel Villanueva is the acting Majority Leader.
Yes.
And would be the best position to
Okay.
answer
Thank
the
you,
question.
Madam President.
In the meantime, I recognize Senate President Cayetano.
Madam Chair, with the permission of Senator Villanueva, so the Committee on Rules is not reporting out the
No, my question, Mr.
proposal.
President, I'm sorry,
Yes.
Madam President, with your permission. My question is, has the Committee on Rules been constituted?
Yes. So, Madam President, the answer there is the same answer to the question of Senator Pangilinan and former Senate President Soto, that in accordance with Section 19, this is the same. They continue to function. Having said that, I was explaining that the motion of Senator Villanueva was not for the Committee on Rules to report out what was referred to them, but to return to the plenary. Because if you look at Section 136 of our rules, the rules may be amended by means of a motion, which should be presented at least one day before its consideration, and a vote of majority senators present shall be required for its approval. So you do not need the endorsement nor the forwarding of the Committee of Rules for the amendment of the Committee on for the amendments of the rules. So the only requirement is that it is put on the floor at least one day before, or the proposal is made, and that a majority of the senators present will vote for its approval. So I just wanted to clarify that, just so that we don't have any miscommunication that whether or not the Rules Committee met, who are the members, etc. Because right now that's irrelevant, because we have given back to the plenary the proposal. Yeah.
Very clear. Thank you, Senate President.
Madam President,
Senator Lacson's recommendation.
does it mean that we are now disregarding the committees of the Senate? So the committee chairman or the chairman of any committee, including the Rules Committee, may just report out any motion or any resolution referred to it in plenary, and then just, it is within his power to just report it out by himself without any deliberation in the committee, without any committee report. Is that the new rule now, Mr. President, Madam
It
President?
is
Madam
clearly...
There's no new rule. I read the rule.
Yes.
Senator Lacson is referring to resolutions or
And motions.
communications or anything referred to the Committee on Rules. We're talking about a motion to amend the rules. We had the option of taking it up, but since everyone asked for one more day, it was given to the Committee on Rules. The Committee on Rules has an option to take it up, but the acting Majority Leader or acting chairman of the committee gave it back to plenary And the plenary is more, how do I put it?
Supreme.
Supreme, thank you, Senator Lacson, over the committee. So we didn't disregard the committee. It is our choice from the start whether we want to give it to the committee or not. So when we give it, so for example, I have a motion now to to extend the session to June 12 instead of June 5. That could be given to the Committee on Rules, or upon coordination with the House, the plenary can decide it directly, or we can give it to the Committee on Rules, and after he talks to the House of Representatives, he can even report it out, or he can easily, legally, morally, just say that I am tossing it back to the plenary, which is what's happening today. So
Thank
it's
you,
not a
Madam
new
President.
rule.
That is assuming that there was no referral. But in this case, and I'd like to invite the attention of the body to journal number 62, dated May 11, 2026. And if I may read the particular portion of this journal, proposed at 6:25 p.m., the session was resumed. Proposed amendment to the rules of the Senate. Senator Marcoleta proposed an amendment to Rule 14, Senate sessions of the rules, by inserting a new paragraph C under Rule 41, which reads, A or C, allow a senator for justifiable reasons to attend and participate in the session through teleconference, video conference, or other reliable forms of remote or electronic means using appropriate information and communications technology. Now, here's the portion, Mr. President, or Madam President. While expressing no objection to the proposal, Senate President Cayetano A. suggested giving the Committee on Rules time to discuss the matter. Now, my question is, was there any discussion by the Committee on Rules? Apparently, there was none, because it's now being reported out by the acting majority leader without consultation with any of the members. And by the way, Madam President, wala pang Committee on Rules eh.
I believe that it was mentioned, and I will reiterate from my understanding that there was no Committee on Rules meeting because that motion is reverted back to plenary.
Madam Chair.
Meaning, we are not ignoring the fact that, of course, committees must hold meetings, but this particular motion is being referred back to plenary. And may we just put on record, it says in Rule or Section 136, the rules may also be amended by means of a motion which should be presented at least one day, and we're complying with that, before its consideration, and the vote of the majority of the senators present in the session shall be required for its approval. I believe that is what the Senate President had explained.
Evidently, Madam President, action was taken. And the action was to refer it to the Committee on Rules, since the position of Majority Floor Leader was vacated. So how can the committee properly function in the absence of a committee of the committee members?
As the
Now,
Senate
I'll invite-
President
Madam Chair.
had stated,
Let me finish,
there is
Madam
a rule
President.
of a continuing operations of the committee.
But they
while
were
the new head
vacated,
has
Madam
not
President. Walang members ang Committee on Rules. So we cannot invoke continuity because we vacated all committees, all positions, including the members. And may I invite you to Section 24 of our rules, Madam President. The committees shall hold meetings to discuss, decide, and submit a report on all matters transmitted to them. This was transmitted to the Committee on Rules. So the committees shall hold, including the Committee on Rules, shall hold meetings to discuss, decide, and submit a report. There's no report, Mr. President or Madam President.
Madam President.
So we're violating our own rules.
We recognize Senate
Yeah,
President Cayetano.
Mr. President, the chair already made the ruling, and it's not appropriate to argue with the chair because, as explained to Senator Lacson, the committee did not report it out. He read the journal of May 11, but he did not read the motion of Senator Joel today. His motion today was pursuant to Rule 136 of the rules, a motion to amend the rules, meaning if Joel was no longer the majority leader, if I was the majority leader now, or even an ordinary member, that motion was carried. No one objected that we take it up. Because, Madam Chair, we're bringing it back to plenary. So natural po, walang discussion sa Committee on Rules. Kasi wala naman po sa rules natin na kailangan i-discuss sa Committee on Rules. We did that on May 11 so that everyone will have an opportunity to study the rule. It's a very simple amendment. So we should go to the discussion of the amendment if anyone is objecting to the amendment. But definitely, the right to propose an amendment is a right guaranteed by our rules. Senator Marcoleta has an amendment. We should go to discussing the merits or demerits of having that rule. You already ruled that it is proper for the plenary to take it up. So may I request or move that we, if there are any objection, we discuss their objection.